All right, welcome back to the back porch where we're going to look at this debate right here with Andrew Wilson. And the title of this one is Falsely Accused of Not Believing in What I Say. I'm curious to see what this one's all about. This is a reaction video, and hopefully we can follow along and don't get lost in all the jargon and stuff. So I hope you enjoy the video. Let's jump right into it.
Is that we're not in
Y'all
an
hear the owl in the
ideology war,
background?
Andrew. Is that people don't need this thing that you're saying,
gotcha.
telling them that we
Gotcha.
need.
Okay, so let's find out if we're in an ideological war or not.
Right.
Let's start with this. Do you believe that I'm saying things which I don't believe? Yes or no?
Yeah, I think.
Okay, can you tell me what those things are?
That we're in an ideological war, and that we're in an ideological war zone.
I understand that you disagree with that, but the thing is that if that's the case, and you think that I don't believe that, I don't believe that. It doesn't matter what you believe. I don't care if you believe we're in an ideological war or not. In order to demonstrate I was a grifter, you'd have to demonstrate I don't believe that, right? Can you demonstrate I don't believe that?
Yeah,
How? Show me. Demonstrate it.
And with the exaggerated language in your course and the way that you conduct yourself online, I think that's a clear indicator that you don't actually believe this. You only believe it when it comes to under threat of your pockets.
So
that's
let me get this.
We're here.
So I would think, so if I was going to try to disprove, for instance, that you didn't believe the ideology that you believed, which I'm sure you do believe the ideology you believe. I have no reason to doubt that you believe the things that you believe, right? I have no reason to doubt that. But if I was trying to debunk that you believe these things, I would look for inconsistencies in the things in which you said to people and the way in which you said them and the various context around those things in order to prove that you yourself didn't actually believe those things. If it is the case that everything that I spout, I believe, right, and you can't demonstrate that I don't, how in the world could you ever make the positive claim that I don't believe we're in an ideological war? Because, lady, I very much do.
Exactly. So I've been in this situation myself, debating people on job sites, in the streets, in my own house, in other people's houses, and they'll sit there and tell me, you don't really believe what I don't believe you believe what you believe. But the fact of the matter is, they bring no proof. They bring no proof that, like if I'm extremely consistent on what I'm saying, and there's no conflict there, you can't bring up a situation where I have blatantly changed my opinion or whatever. Then you have to go on the fact that I believe what I damn believe. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's crazy that this woman wants to argue with him about his beliefs. Like, she's literally accusing him of like he don't believe what he says. He's just putting it out there. She literally said he's only saying these things for profit. Huh. Well, let's see if she can prove it.
You genuinely believe that we're in an ideological war.
Yeah.
Then you're less intelligent than I thought that you were.
Gotcha. But then it wouldn't. But it wouldn't be a grift. But it wouldn't be a grift, right?
No, if you were genuinely that stupid and you truly believed it, then that wouldn't be a grift. That would just be an idiot.
So then what you actually mean to say is Andrew's not a grifter. He's just stupid.
No, I think that you're a grifter. I don't think.
Okay, so then can you demonstrate that I don't believe that there's an ideological battle going on between the left and the right?
How many times do we have to circle around with this? I think that your intentional use of certain language and framing is a big piece of that, but also the way in which you conduct yourself through these informal debates.
Do you think so? This is what I fail to understand. Isn't my entire job, if I was an ideologue, to use rhetorical flourishes, logic, and other similar debate tactics in order to move my ideology out there? Wouldn't that be exactly what you would expect from an ideologue?
Yeah, if you were just moving your ideology out there and you weren't monetizing off of it, then I don't understand.
Who makes who?
Oh, that's what pisses her off the most. It's not. That's what's pissing her off. Is that through his debates, he puts them on, YouTube and stuff like that, and he gets monetized and he makes money off of it. That's what's pissing her off. It's not the fact. I mean, she can sit there all day and say you don't believe what you're saying, but the fact of the matter is, she's literally just saying, "Bitch, you're just saying this to make money." I mean, why don't she just come out and say that and go straight to what she's talking about? But she's not going to do that. I mean, she's gonna drag this shit out. So let's see where she goes and see if she ever admits that she's just coming at him because she's pissed off because he's making money off of the content that he's creating.
What poor people can move their ideology out there? Hey, can you name a single poor person of note who can move their ideology? Or is it all the people who are in control of ideological warfare? People have a massive war chest of money. Which is actually true?
I mean, everything does start from a grassroots movement. It's not everybody
No, see, this is where you're ignorant. Almost nothing starts from a grassroots movement. Almost everything starts from what's called a non-government organization or an NGO. And NGOs actually create influencers who they pretend are grassroots activists when they're really not. There hasn't been probably an actual grassroots campaign in the United States probably since the formation of the Tea Party, not the original one in the late 1700s, but the most recent Tea Party. That had some grassroots elements to it. But you're incorrect here. Almost every single grassroots movement you can cite right this second probably has an NGO funding it. Now, you think that I'm wrong, or I'm telling you something which...
Exactly. He's spitting facts right there. Spitting facts, straight facts, and I don't see her coming back from that right there. I mean, she could sit there and talk about the grassroots, but he's exactly right. There's somebody funding that shit. It's not like back years ago, before there was people backing people that went out at the grassroots movements. Back then was like passion and energy and excitement. Now there's people funding this shit, bro. I mean, it just is what it is. So he's telling facts.
And let's see if there's an NGO funding it. I'm ready.
I don't know if that's sure. I'll just believe you on that. But again, I don't think that you're being honest with what you say that you believe. I don't think that you really believe that we're in an ideology war.
Yeah, but the thing is like right now it's on you. The burden is on.
I mean, how are we not? Here's my thing. Here's my thing. How are we not in an ideology? How are we not? I mean, think about it. I mean, everything. You watch TV. Watch the news. Watch everything. Go on TikTok. Go on any platform that you want to, and you telling me that's not happening?
To demonstrate how it is that I don't believe this. The only thing that you've been able to do is say Andrew uses language I disagree with when he sells products. Like, okay, I guess that's fair enough, but to make a claim that I'm not pushing a specific ideology in a specific worldview is absurd. I push it all the time, nonstop. Now, it's fair for you even to say then, but I don't believe that you believe it. But I really need a little bit more evidence than just, well, you sell a debate university which you make money from, which, yes, I do make money from, that people asked me to put together. I had no intention of even doing it. This was a massive request from my audience that I do this.
Exactly.
Because, and by the way, the reason I didn't want to do it is I didn't want to take the time off of work to spend the weeks that were required to do it. But I did, and it worked out okay. I was lucky, I guess, in that regard. But I would like to know, like, Andrew, here's the portion of your ideology that you espouse that you don't believe this and that. Just saying, well, you have debate university and you line your pockets with it.
You don't believe that we're in an ideological war, Andrew.
You don't believe that. I don't believe that. Do you understand how absurd that is? If I say you don't believe that, I don't believe that, have we gotten anywhere?
If you want to take the position that you are genuinely stupid enough to believe that we're in an ideological war, then I guess I can't stop you.
Well, I think if you're going to take the position that you're genuinely stupid enough to believe that we're not, then I just don't know what to tell you. Do you see how that gets us nowhere? Oh, you're stupid. No, you're stupid. No, you're stupid. No, that guy over there.
He's right. This is like a kindergarten merry-go-round. You're out there on the playground as a kid, and you're just back and forth saying, "You're ugly. No, you're ugly. No, you're ugly because you're ugly. No, you're ugly because you're ugly." This is what it's. This is basically her argument. You know what I mean? I mean, is she going to bring anything in this right here? This is almost a 15-minute clip. So far, in 6 minutes 14 seconds, she hadn't brought shit. She hasn't proven that he doesn't believe what he believes.
I don't think you're stupid, Andrew. That's why I'm saying this. I don't think you're dumb enough to actually believe that we're in an
I actually believe that you are dumb enough to think we're not. Yes, there's an ideological war in the United States. There has been an ideological war in the United States since the drafting of the Articles of Confederation. There's been an ideological war between the Christnats of the time and the state. And I can't even, diving into the history of what happened between just the Articles of Confederation and the ratifying of the Constitution to feminism. Yes, we've been in an ideological battle for hundreds of years, and it's been very prominent the last 70 years. Very, very prominent. I have no idea how you could ever look at the mass polarization in the United States around issues like guns, the First Amendment, even the Third Amendment, which recently come out, the ideas of executive power, what's going on with the judicial branch, and pretend that there's not massive divides in ideology, just in voting patterns and how people respond to things. And it seems like the only argument you have is, yeah, but I talk to people and stuff, Andrew, so,
Yeah. Andrew, you don't believe that we're in an ideological war, and you have entered this space. To my knowledge, you entered the whole debate space in 2021 when there was already a huge trend in this sort of, I don't want to call you just innately red pill, but in this sort of, we'll say, just bro debater online experience. Once that had really kind of skyrocketed in 2020, that's when it really rose to prominence. During COVID, you joined the space, as far as I can tell, in 2021 because you saw the money behind it, and now you've decided to just engage with what is essentially just this new version of reality.
Okay, so basically, what it boils down to is, like I said, she's pissed off because he makes money off of it. She's calling him a grifter. And the only reason he come in to talk about these situations and these things going on in society is to make money. He doesn't believe anything he's saying. He's just doing it for money. That's basically her whole argument. Not one time has she said any evidence that he doesn't believe, like her argument is that he doesn't believe in what he believes. You feel me? And she not one time has brought up anything except for, and you could say except for, but he makes money off of what he does. I mean,
TV,
it's crazy. I mean, let's keep going.
Okay, so I will elucidate your ignorance again. I got into this space by complete accident. I didn't ever want to do any streaming. That was never a goal of mine, ever even once. I had a happy career, and I made plenty good money at that career. I was a robotics mechanic.
Okay.
And I made plenty of cash. Okay. I mean, I wasn't rich, nothing like that, but I made decent cash. I had no way ever of knowing that I would become a prominent debater nor influencer. I have no formal debate training whatsoever, right? The reason that I got into this is sheerly by accident. I was pissed off at progressives who are ideologically different from me during the lockdowns and the things that they were doing. And so I began arguing with them online. I did not realize that many people would gravitate towards the things that I said. It was a happy accident. You, on the other hand, purposely go out and are looking for a career in comedy. At least I have the saving grace of saying I accidented myself into this. This was never a plan of Andrew Wilson's at all. And you can look at the early content to prove it. I said it multiple times. I just do this for fun, right? I would get off of work and I would do 3 debates in a night. I hate these people. I do. I hate progressives like you can't imagine. I loathe them. For you to say that that's not the idea of ideology and that I wasn't in an experience of ideology when Michigan lockdowns were going on is absurd. And it's so disingenuous.
Facts.
And also, quite frankly, it's very stupid. It's the most ideologically loaded time in history, at least in the history of a man who's 41 years old, especially what was going on with the COVID lockdowns.
Maybe at one point...
There you go. I mean, how is she going to come back from that? She's not going to be able to, because he's spitting facts that the reason why he got in because of during the lockdown, you know, he'd get off work and he'd do a few debates and it was just he loathes these progressives that push their agenda on people, that force people to do certain things, that tried to force people to, I can't say on YouTube, but force people to do certain things. So, I mean, she has yet to prove her point.
In it, but you realized how much money you could make from it and how much money you could make from stoking these fears that people have and from engaging with online bimbos and from doing these gotchas. And that's what brings us here.
Maybe at one point you...
Oh, wait a minute, hold up. So that takes it to another level, because he does the podcast, what's it called? Whatever, or something like that. Well, it is what it... I can't remember the name of the podcast where they have the young women surround on the table, and he debates. He doesn't debate them. He brings them questions. Sometimes he does debate people on there. That's what pisses her off, because she's exposing these women as being stuck on themselves and not thinking about what's going on in the world. They're just like me. That's what's pissing her off. And he's making money. She's just exposed herself right here.
And then you realize that there was a bunch of money in it, and so you're going to make politically correct jokes, and you're going to go after red pillars because you think it'll get you notoriety. But you know, you really lost the mission that you had, which was to go after comedy for the fun of comedy. Now what you're really after is just trying to demonize the people around you because you're a grifter. You see how stupid this is? Like, yeah, exactly. It's just untrue. And the reason I wouldn't come at you with things like that, with trying to ascribe your motivation for things which are untrue, is because it's impossible for me to discern your motivation without evidence. The thing of which you have provided none of. All you've done has been like, I'm incredulous, and smoking and bad. That's basically all you've given us.
Exactly.
I don't give a shit that you
exactly. He's telling facts right here, guys.
Don't you give a shit that I'm bad?
I give a shit that you're grifting people. Yeah. I give a shit.
I wish one day you would demonstrate the grift as well.
I mean, I don't know how many more ways you want me to say.
So this is where I'm at with this. So because he wants to come out and try to make a change and try to confront the situations, he's all of a sudden a grifter. This is not sound argument. This is just, she's just throwing insults out there and hoping something sticks.
I think that you're being disingenuous. I think that you're only focused on the money with this, and that you know that stoking the flames that people have of being angry online is a great way to make money.
Look, I completely agree with you that it requires a war chest in order for me to continue to battle. And by the way, the thing is that I have bought myself some nice luxury recently based on what I make online. And I'm going to buy myself even more nice because I'm a very entertaining guy that people like to watch.
Sweet.
Right? I'm a very entertaining guy. People like to watch that sort of entertainment. What can I say? They send me a lot of money, and I enjoy spending it. They're going to send me a lot more tonight, and I'm going to enjoy.
You know who's enjoying this the most? The moderator. She's down there just smiling like hell because she knows this is bullshit. She knows that Andrew is just doing his thing and slick dissing this bitch, and she's just smiling, and she can't follow. That's what's funny about this, is that Andrew will use words, and these people don't even acknowledge the fact. I guarantee you they'll go back and watch the videos and they'll be like, man, this bitch was slick dissing me, and I didn't even catch it. But the moderator's catching it.
But look at her smiling. that these are mutually unexclusive concepts, that I can't believe what I believe and happen to be a successful enough entertainer to monetize that as well. By the way, most of these highly successful people do the exact same thing. They monetize the thing that they're really good at, but that doesn't mean they don't believe it.
Well, I mean, I will say from my own personal experience, when I was at the Whatever podcast, I watched the cameras roll and I watched everybody assume a character. And then as soon as the cameras cut, all of
Whatever podcast, that's what it is.
Everybody just took on their actual real persona, including your boy Brian Atlas. And it all just went away. And everybody was a completely different human person.
Tell me something, because I've had similar experiences there, right?
Yeah.
Except with myself. I was the exact same person walking in as I was on camera.
Well, you weren't there that day.
And that's never. And by the way, that's never changed. You ask the women who are there. It's the exact same way off camera as I was on camera. The difference is that when you meet with people for the very first time, you sit down and you start talking with them. You talk about things that don't matter. So, for instance, before you actually went on and the camera started rolling, were you guys discussing abortion, trans issues, feminism, or were you talking about things like who had the nicest nails and what type of shirt you were wearing? Because it's a big difference when you sit down at a table and you're discussing actual issues that matter to you. And if you're discussing superficial issues before the show starts, isn't there?
Well, but I can say that after the show, when...
Exactly. He just burnt her another asshole right here. It's just the way it is, man.
And the girls started laughing, and we're like, damn, yeah, it is going to be a good night. I'm going to make a lot of money on my respected thing from the people who were hate watching and from the people who were supporting what they were saying.
Yeah, and I've been in studio many times where the cameras roll off and women storm out. They're so enraged they can't see straight. I've seen women attack me multiple times in studio. That's happened to me multiple times, right? And they weren't funning. So the thing is like, it is possible that there's going to be some people who have nefarious agendas who go on to shows like this in order to promote themselves, like I feel like you're doing right now. It doesn't surprise me, but the thing is that does... Exactly
how she's doing right now. Man, he's crushing her. She has nothing to bring to this argument right here. He's crushing the shit out of her. This is why I like this dude. We may not agree like on certain things, but he's crushing the shit out of her right now, and I love it. I absolutely love this guy.
Who aren't actually ideologically invested in the things they believe and want to discuss them. And I've met many genuine women who've gone on to Whatever podcast and want to do just that. Are there some trolls? Sure. There's some people who are there only to market their... I'm sure that's true too. But are there also people who genuinely believe in the issues and want to discuss them? Yeah, there are.
I think that's far and few between.
Well, that's nice that you believe that. You've been on once. I've been on 100 times, so...
Man, just like that. You can't listen. This is, I mean, I'm not saying I'm a great debater or whatever, but damn, you can't come at this dude just making accusations without having something to back it up. She basically saying he is making money off of his skills, and it pisses her off. She's also pissed off. You can tell from this as that when he's on that Whatever panel and he's asking these questions, she's pissed off because it's making these women look stupid because they're too busy about themselves to be able to have an intelligent conversation about things that are actually going on in the world that they are clueless about. So I enjoy listening to this dude, man. He knows what the hell he's talking about. And if you're going to make an accusation about him, you better have evidence to back it up. Because if not, he's going to embarrass you. And he also, what I liked about this is that he brought about the fact that she was pissed off because he monetizes his content and what he does, and he basically turned around and said, you know what, you're a comedian, and that's what you do. That's what you do. That's why you're on this platform right now trying to argue with me to get more views and more monetization for your content. Man, this dude is an absolute phenomenal speaker. And you know what? I'll continue to do more content about him because he's good at what he does. Hey man, I appreciate you coming by and checking out the channel. I hope that you stuck around for this long video and made it to the end. Subscribe to the channel. It doesn't hurt you. You don't lose any money. Subscribe to the channel. Hit me a thumbs up, thumbs down. Leave me a comment. Till next time, man. See ya.